Today on the VinceEverettEllison show, the NAACP is supposed to be a civil rights organization, but they're angry because the Supreme Court has said that biological men cannot participate in sporting events with biological girls. You know, the Supreme Court case of last week. So the Supreme Court has officially told everybody now that they are not the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. They are the National Association for Anti-Christian People. That's what the NAACP stands for. They're no longer a organization to advocate for black people. They are a liberal organization using black people as a shield. And we're going to talk about how this great organization has gone to the bottom, and how they're nothing now. We're going to talk about that today on the VinceEverettEllison show. All right, let's get this thing started. The NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, started in 1909 by with W.B. Du Bois and a bunch of white folks. Its main goal was to get black people to start to organize the black community, to start voting. But they wanted to also teach the black community to be socialists, be mostly communists, and to vote, and to use their vote to tip the scales for their candidates. So these are, and so you'll understand this is true. W.B. Du Bois did die as a communist, okay? He came out before he died and admitted he was a communist. And most of the people that started NAACP were a bunch of communists also. So anyway, so when you ask how did black people become socialists and communists, that's how they did it. The NAACP got a lot of money from a lot of rich communists and rich socialists. They organized NAACP and they taught black people basically socialism. They told them that they used the concept of integration, the thing that black people wanted, as a carrot to get black people to vote for socialist and communist candidates, which they still do today. They understood what black people wanted. It's like if you offer them this, they'll let evil people into power. It's like when Jesus was being tempted and Satan went up there and said, hey, I'll give you all of this if you just give me power. If you lay down and worship me. And Jesus understood that, no, I'm not going to do that. Because I know what you're going to do with the rest of your power. I know you're going to use it to hurt people. But black folks don't care about that. So the NAACP got communists and socialists and communists. I'm going to do two things for you. Make sure that you have proximity to white people and give you free stuff if you vote for us. They don't care about taking God out of the public square, taking your guns away, making sure that your children don't get a good education, running the man out of the house, putting you back on the plantation. Can you get me close to white folks? Yes. Can you give me free stuff? Yes. You got my vote, sir. You didn't care about them killing your children. No, I didn't care about that. So now the NAACP, over the last few decades, they really let people know who they are. They hid it very well for a while, but now the LGBTQ crowd has really come out and told them, y'all got to stop treating us like the ugly girl that you want to just hang out with. And don't tell nobody, okay? The ugly girl you want to sleep with. You got to start owning us. You got to start taking us to the family picnic and to the family dinner. And so they get a lot of their money now from these people. A lot of their money from these people. And they got to stand up. They have to. They are now a trans organization. They can't do anything more for it. There's no more free stuff you can give black folks, okay? They got free housing, they got free food, they got free medical care. They got free public education where they're supposed to be integrating with white folks, which is what they wanted. You can't keep them out of any place that white people own, so they can go up in there if they can afford it. But we're still at the bottom. So they say, well, hell, man, what can we do now? Now you got to do what all these people that have given you money has told you to do. What is that? Run God at the public square, take guns off the street, and turn your children over to the LGBTQ community. That's it. and allow us to kill your children in the womb. Okay.
New at noon, leaders with the Virginia NAACP are sounding off about the Youngkin administration's proposed 2022 model policies for schools. Now, these policies are set to reverse protections for transgender students in schools. Casey Baylor shares the group's concerns for students across Virginia.
Leaders with the Virginia NAACP call Governor Glenn Youngkin's proposed policies discriminatory and a violation of law.
The 2022 model policies violate the First Amendment rights of children in Virginia schools.
Robert Barnett Jr., the president of the organization, says these policies are set to divide Virginia and discriminate against students.
The policies are poorly thought out and poorly written solutions to a non-existent problem.
Under the proposed policies, students must use bathrooms and locker rooms corresponding to their biological sex. School staff must only refer to a student's name and pronouns on their official record unless a parent says otherwise. Youngkin says the proposed changes will give parents a choice.
The parents have not lost any rights that they have already had.
Though Barnett feels these rules will do more harm than good for Virginia students.
The researchers have found that when transgender youth are allowed to use their chosen names, their risk of suicide and depression decreases.
Barnett says the biggest concern is that other states will follow these policies.
We want to speak out and make sure that all students' rights are protected.
I'm Casey Baylor for 13 News Now.
So the NAACP now stands for abortion up to the 9th month. They fight against school choice because they want to make sure that you cannot teach your children religion in education. They want to make sure of that now. So if they wanted children to get a good education, they would fight for school choice, vouchers, tax credits, scholarships, so you can get your children out of these cesspools that are not educating them like in Baltimore and Memphis and put them in a place that's educating them properly. They don't want that. They don't want them educated. They want them indoctrinated. So recently, they had to come out and make a statement about the Supreme Court case where the Supreme Court ruled that biological men could not compete in sports with biological girls. To most people in America, that made sense. In most polls, it's a 90-10 issue. 90% of Americans agree with it, 10% don't. And the NAACP had to come out with a statement saying, Supreme Court was wrong about that, man.
Okay, so here's yet another example of why we should just completely stop listening to left-leaning organizations that are out of touch with reality. If you haven't seen yet, the NAACP just put out a statement condemning the Supreme Court's decision to ban transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. In other words, the Supreme Court said biological men can no longer compete in sports against biological women, and the NAACP is furious. And I just have to ask the question of what agenda are you pushing? This is an issue that about 90% of the country agrees with. No idea what that other 10% is thinking, but this should not be a controversial issue. But what's even funnier is that in their statement, they specifically stated that the dignity of every child is non-negotiable. What do you think it does to the dignity or the self-worth of a child, or anyone for that matter, when you tell them that they were born in the wrong body and they should do something about it?
Family, by now you've probably seen the news around the Supreme Court decision as it pertains to our trans sibs, specifically girls and women participating in sports, in women's sports, and now them upholding the ban 6-3. That is not a surprise. It is very expected given the makeup of this particular Supreme Court. But let me tell you what is not expected. When I'm scrolling social media and I see that the NAACP has posted about this news, and that they're saying that they're standing with our trans athletes and our trans sibs following this ruling. When I'm on panels, I've literally left one just earlier today, family. And they asked me, Anna, what's giving you hope right now? This is the type of thing that gives me hope right now, because we cannot be in this fight alone. And as a Black queer person, a Black queer woman living at all these intersections, yes, I don't always expect my other intersections, right, to speak up on my behalf. But this type of thing gives me hope, because we cannot fight this bigotry alone.
Is that where Black people stand? If you are supposed to be an organization that represents Black America? I have yet to have met a black person that's not knee deep in the Democratic Party politics that agrees with the proposition that biological boys should be able to participate in sports with biological girls, go to the locker room and change in front of biological girls, go into the bathroom with biological girls. Nevertheless, they vote for these politicians and they support these organizations that do. It is a schizophrenia that's insane to me. And the NAACP can do this because they know that you guys are not going to turn away from them. They know it. They know that there's something wrong in the black community when it comes to these liberal white Democrats telling y'all what to do. You will do whatever they say, even at the detriment of your children. Abortion up to the 9th month. No, black folks would never go to that. Yes, they did. They never would go for it. Yes, they did. Allowing their children to be sexually groomed in public education, they never go for that. Yes, they will. Trapping their children in failing schools and fighting against school choice to get these children out these ghetto schools that are beating them down and educating them. They would never ever they would never ever support a policy that yes, you do. Taking the right to keep them back arms away so you can defend yourself from all of these racist cops, you say are racist cops and the Klan, you never vote. Yes, you do. And how much we love Jesus, you vote for a politician that wouldn't allow you to pray to your God whenever you choose, wherever you choose. Hell, they never. Yes, you do. And all of them are Democrats. As much as we love family, you never vote for a politician that would vote for all of these welfare laws that would run the man out of the family. You never do it. Yes, you do. And the NAACP said we can do this because we know you Negroes aren't going to do anything except accept it. And then you're going to try to turn on your white Christian neighbor who has basically the same values as you, who don't do you any harm. They told you that these white folks are like the Legion of Doom. They're sitting around at night just plotting to try to make Taquayshawn Jackson's life a living hell.
The meeting will come to order. The Legion of Doom is now in session. It is the purpose of the Legion to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us, the rulers of the world.
Taquayshawn is about to get a job, y'all, down there at Chick-fil-A. We got to go up there tomorrow and we got to find some way to make sure he don't get that job. Jimbo? Yeah. You go down there and you tell me so-and-so at Chick-fil-A out the hair Taquayshawn. I got it, boss. Tyrone Jackson about to get a new car. Right. He got the down payment. He got good credit. Go down there and you tell that man not to get Tyrone that car. I got it, boss. You think that somebody's just sitting back all day long just doing that kind of stuff to y'all? It's your imagination. The Bible said that the sluggard is so freaking lazy that he'll find imaginary reasons not go find a job. The Bible says in Proverbs that the sluggard will say that I can't go out to find a job today or work because there's a lion sitting outside my door that'll probably devour me. That's you guys coming up with excuses about why you can't do things. And the NAACP and Barack Obama and the rest of the Democrats feed you these lies. I'm telling you, y'all, these people are not at all concerned about you in that way. If you come out here and you work hard, they'll hire you. If you have something good to sell, they'll buy it. And if you're a good person, they'll treat you with respect. And if you happen to find one of the few that will not, you don't want to be around them anyway. You don't have anything to do with it. And if he tries to bother you, pistol whip him. See how easy that is? That's easy. Don't try to beg for his affection. Don't try to make him like you. Don't want to work for him. You just say, look, man, you better go home before I have to deal with you now. Fair warning. And if he doesn't, light him up. So the NAACP, your civil rights organization, has told all of y'all out there that if you don't want biological males, right, competing in sports with your daughters, and going into the locker rooms, showering with your daughters, and going into the bathroom, flicking and flacking around with your daughters, something wrong with you. The NAACP has said that if you don't allow the public educational system to sexually groom your children, you're a bad person. The NAACP has said, they have said that if you don't allow the government to use their money to castrate your children, sexually mutilate them, sexually mutilate their genitalia, you're a bad person. Well, y'all got a decision to make because God is watching you. There's no way you're going to get around it. I am informing you about who these people are. You have these iPhones and whatnot. You can check everything I say. The NAACP, like all democratic organizations, is an evil institution. Part of perverts, liars, psychopaths, and anti-Christian bigots. Just like the Southern Poverty Law Center, they found out these jokers were not trying to stop racism. They were funding it. Yes, and the Human Rights Campaign is after your children. And NAMBLA and all of them. Yeah, Planned Parenthood wants to kill them all. And the teachers' unions want to keep them in the school so they can just get money from them and not educate them. And you people are just like you were with the Confederacy. You are helping to fund your own oppression. And then you complain about it. You are responsible for everything that's happening to you. And you could change it tomorrow if you had the courage. And I believe there are many of you that will hear this and say, well, I will be that gum. I'm done with the NAACP and I'm done with those Democrats. That's what I'm hoping. All the people out there who's listening to this, share it. Send it to your best friends. Send it to the black folks that don't believe it and tell them to check it out. So when Jesus comes back and they try to say, well, Lord, I didn't know. He said, yeah, you knew. Send it out to everybody. You guys working on the job with a bunch of ignorant black men always talking about how you racist. Send it out to them and say, this is what you voting for. With your ignorant, excuse me. Yeah, I'm calling you out. I'm saying it as emphatically as I can. If you vote for the Democratic Party, you're a man, hell yeah, you gay. You down low. Or you're extraordinarily stupid. And you're a coward. NAACP, the Democratic Party. An anti-Christ organization that's supported by Christians. Well, you know, y'all supported the Confederacy, so. These are hard truths. But that's why I'm here to give them to you. Why? Because I love you. If you love somebody, what do? You tell them the truth. If you love somebody, you don't lie to them. Somebody's lying to you, they don't love you. I'm going to tell you the truth. And like Immanuel Kant says, if the truth will kill them, let them die. So I'm here to wake you up. I hope I did you some good here today. So join me again for another edition of the Vince Everett Ellison Show. The chronic victim can never be trusted, says Carl Jung.
Because I want you to know that I am more offended as an African-American woman than you will ever be.
The chronic victim can never be trusted.
The reason we could never be who we wanted and dreamed to be in is you kept your knee on our neck. We could run corporations and not hustle in the street, but you had your knee on our neck. We had creative skills. We could do whatever anybody else could do, but we couldn't get your knee off our neck.
The chronic victim can never be trusted.
It's a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps.
Stay on your knees. Stay on the plantation, boy. I've decided to be a free man. Slave is a choice.
I'm April Chapman.
And I'm VinceEverettEllison. There's a victim narrative here in the United States of America that says you have no control over your lives, no control over your agency. And they're basically saying that you're an animal, that you're a slave. I don't believe that. I don't think it's ever been the case. As an heir of Jesus Christ and as a child of God, I cannot be oppressed. I cannot be a victim. I do not think I am, nor do I think that any American ever has been, or any person. Even when it comes to slavery, I believe, and I think they hold true, that slavery was a choice. You know how I know? Because people are choosing to be slaves now. So I'm making a documentary to debunk the myth that any human being or any American is held under bondage without their permission, even if they have to kill or give their lives to be free. Freedom is a choice, and slavery is a choice also.
We're asking you to partner with us. We are here. We have begun filming Slavery is a Choice, and it's an incredible documentary that outlines Vince's argument to prove to the world that slavery is absolutely a choice. I've partnered with him in the executive producer position, and we are appealing to our audience, you guys, those who watch us faithfully every single week, to help us bring this film to market. We've begun a crowdfunding campaign, and we're going to link the opportunity in the description below for you to partner with us and give any amount to help us bring this project to market. Slavery is absolutely a choice, and we know that slavery is a choice because we're choosing it today with many of the decisions that we continue to make to our own detriment. So we're hoping that you guys will partner with us, and we want to bring this film to market in summer of 2026. So click the link down below. And I'm April Chapman.
And I'm VinceEverettEllison. Freedom is a choice, but in order to be free, you must be brave. In order to not be a slave, you must believe in Jesus Christ. So believe in freedom, believe in courage, be courageous, assist us in this project, and let's set and make other people free by being true blue Americans, true blue patriots, true blue Christians, believing in ourselves and believing in the future ahead. Thank you.